Welcome to Clyfford Still Art and the Young Mind, the first exhibition our amazing staff developed with and for the young children in our community. It took nearly 3 years and drew strength from researchers, caregivers, and teachers who all made time and space at the height of the pandemic to show children from a diverse range of backgrounds work by Still, initially in reproduction. They worked with us to advance new research that shows not only how powerful art can be in supporting and promoting the development of very young children, but also that children know how to respond to art, from recognizable pictures of people and horses to the most ambitious works of abstract painting. And when our partners brought these children, our co-curators, into the museum, often for the very first time, our space was filled with the light of their joy, wonder, and excitement. In the show, we hear and see their perspectives in English, Spanish, and American Sign Language. We learn to see with their sense of openness, to respond as they do with their whole bodies in front of Still's astounding paintings. Young Mind is not just a show. It inaugurates CSM's long-term commitment to the health and well-being of young children and their families. It shows how much CSM can be a place we all belong, a place in which we make, play, and learn together.
Hi, I'm Bailey Placzek, Clyfford Still Museum's Associate Curator, Catalog Raisonné Project Manager, and Co-curator for Clyfford Still Art and the Young Mind. Before we launch into this exciting new exhibition, let's pass through the reinstallation of the museum's earliest galleries, which chart the 60-year artistic journey of American artist Clyfford Still, from the time he was a young child in Washington State and Alberta, Canada, up until his latest years living in Maryland. You might notice that we have hung the objects in all of our galleries at a lower level to account for the height of our youngest visitors. The artworks in these early galleries were also selected with children in mind and complement gallery themes we explore in Young Mind, like pattern and bright colors. We've also incorporated new interpretive materials that we hope will encourage families to look at and talk about Still's work with one another. Though many of the objects in this gallery, which is devoted to Still's art during and right after World War II, may look familiar, new prompts for looking may help you and your family experience these paintings in a completely different way. This gallery highlights the paintings Still made after he had moved to New York in 1950, and then later in Maryland. While experiencing these galleries before entering Clyfford Still Art and the Young Mind, we invite everyone to consider the impact of Clyfford Still's own supportive family over the course of his career, which ultimately helped make Still's childhood dream of one day becoming a famous artist a reality. Welcome to Clyfford Still Art and the Young Mind, an exhibition created for and by young children. This is the first exhibition this museum has ever created in collaboration with our community.
We're both so excited that CSM's first community collaboration for the development of an exhibition has been exclusively with young children. I'm Nicole Cromartie, Director of Education and Programs at the Clyfford Still Museum and co-curator of Clyfford Still Art and the Young Mind. Clyfford Still is renowned as an American painter connected to a movement that came to be known as abstract expressionism. Typically, his paintings and abstract paintings in general have been considered grown-up stuff. You need to know about art history to really get it. But this isn't rooted in reality. Research has actually proven the opposite. From infancy, young children are skilled at appreciating abstract art. Their developing brains understand it in ways that don't come as easily as we get older. We grown-ups can learn a lot from young children when it comes to looking at and enjoying Clyfford Still's work. Seeing the reactions of young children visiting our galleries with their families or schools, we began to wonder, what if we curated a show with them? While many wonderful examples of exhibitions created for children exist, we'd never seen exhibitions curated with young children. We needed to find the best foundation for a collaboration with our potential co-curators, some of whom were pre-verbal. We decided to use what we knew about visual development and aesthetic preferences in young children as a framework to create the first show of Clyfford Still's work curated by children.
Using existing research on what kinds of art children like at different developmental stages, Nicole and I organized the exhibition into 5 themes: high contrast, scale, pattern, the world around us, and color. Then, we took these ideas to young children in our area and asked them to select and arrange their favorite artworks, share their perspectives for the gallery text and audio content, and help design interactive activities. In the end, we collaborated with over 260 children ages 6 months to 8 years old at 8 different schools across the Front Range during every stage of this exhibition's development. Over the last 3 years, we have not only learned a ton about our collection and how children think about this art, but we've also gained a renewed sense of appreciation for the joy that looking at art with one another instills in our everyday lives. We hope that after experiencing this art through the eyes of young children, visitors of all ages will feel this joy and be empowered to interpret and appreciate Still's art from their own one-of-a-kind perspective.
Bailey and I had a lot of help bringing this show to life. We have many collaborators, thought partners, and of course, our young co-curators who guided us through this process. We appreciate our thought partners from the Colorado Association for the Education of Young Children, the Head Start Association, and the University of Colorado, Denver. We worked with students and teachers from schools in our own neighborhood, the city of Denver, and beyond. Colorado State University Early Childhood Center, Catholic Charities Mariposa Child Care Center, Head Start at the Dagny School, Boulder Journey School, Center for Talent Development, Gust Elementary School, Montclair School for Academics and Enrichment, and Rocky Mountain Deaf School. Most of this work took place in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, and our partner teachers' resilience and resolve to collaborate on this project was invigorating, reminding us of the power of community in times of crises. Thank you to all of you.
This tour will feel a little different because we want you to hear from our young co-curators. Nicole and I will introduce the themes in each gallery and then turn it over to our collaborators so you can see and experience their profound, varied contributions firsthand. We also want to highlight content that we've incorporated into CSM's galleries for the very first time, all of which is directly inspired by feedback from our co-curators.
The theme of this first gallery in the exhibition is high contrast and was completely curated by infants. You may have heard that babies like looking at things with high contrast, the outlines where black meets white. As our eyes develop, red is the first color we can discern. As we developed this exhibition, we got a lot of questions in particular about how infants chose artworks for the show. We presented nearly 30 pictures of Still's high contrast paintings that have bold red, black, and white shapes to infants. Our co-curators, ranging in age from 6 months to 18 months old, selected their favorite works by spending time with the reproductions of Still's most high contrast paintings sent to their classrooms. They expressed their preferences by reaching for them, pointing at them, or simply spending time looking. See for yourself in these 2 videos of curators Ava from Catholic Charities Mariposa and Ella from Colorado State University Early Childhood Center.
What do you think, Ava?
What do you think of those?
Which picture do you
Right.
like?
What do you like?
Oh,
What do you think?
smile.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh.
Is that this one? Do you like that one? Or do you like that one? You like that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Already looking at 961.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. What do you see?
This gallery is dedicated to the idea of scale. Art museums are typically designed primarily for adults, with art hung above young children's eye level. but so many of Clyfford Still's paintings are huge, which allows everybody to fully experience them no matter their age or height. Babies begin to recognize that they are smaller than their caregivers before they even turn 1. Soon after, toddlers learn to compare and sort objects based on size, color, and shape. We wanted to playfully call attention to this idea and explore the ways that size affects our own sense of bodies in space. We worked with students from Center for Talent Development and Montclair School of Academics and Enrichment here in Denver for this gallery. They had a lot of thoughts about big things and small things. Side note, can you believe that 19 first graders fit inside our biggest artwork, which we like to call Big Blue? We asked if they thought it was a good idea to put Big Blue next to our 2 smallest paintings. Lydia, Montclair first grader, wasn't so sure.
It'd be weird. It would be like a mouse and an elephant being best friends forever.
We thought that sounded like a lot of fun and decided to go for it. Then we asked them about some things that they can think of that are really small.
It's like a bird. Ant. A wasp. A bee. Giraffe. A mouse. A mosquito. A hamster.
And what they thought of Big Blue.
Way too much blue. 3 big paintings, Big Blue, put together equals Megalodon.
You can experience these and other reactions in the first stop of our completely child-led audio experience, accessible via QR codes in 3 of our galleries. Listen in English, Spanish, or watch a video of children responding in American Sign Language. Special thanks to the Denver Office of Sign Language Services and the Rocky Mountain Deaf School for their help in making this happen.
The theme of this gallery is pattern. Research suggests that we are all drawn to patterns from infancy. Clyfford Still's many colorful works on construction paper provided a perfect opportunity for our co-curators to play with patterns. Co-curators from the Dagny School and Catholic Charities Mariposa selected their favorite works on paper, and co-curators from Montclair Elementary arranged their selections into these diagonal bands of blue, red, and orange. As we were working on this gallery, another theme emerged. Cassandra, then a pre-K student from the Dagny School in Boulder County, was engaged in a week-long study of Clyfford Still along with her classmates. When we met with her on the final day, she showed us a drawing she'd made, inspired by one she saw of Clyfford Still's. While showing us her work, she said, "Me gustan las rayitas," or "I like the little lines." Research has shown that children 5 and under respond to works of art that they themselves could create, so this was incredibly exciting to see. Having seen that these works on paper by Still had inspired at least one of our co-curators to create their own work of art, we were excited to create a space in this gallery for visitors to channel their creativity. We worked closely with Boulder Journey School and their preschool students on what art-making experience for this gallery would be like. They were excited about being immersed in color, making shadows, stacking objects in front of light, and generally exploring materials. Over the course of several visits to their school and conversations with their teachers, we created this activity with a light box designed and built by Outlier Designs, document cameras, and projectors. Visitors to the exhibition can create their own works of art, which will be projected onto the wall, sharing space with Clyfford Still's own artworks.
Each wall in this gallery is devoted to a subject that engages children from the world around us. You might notice that the art in this room is all representational, meaning that it depicts recognizable objects instead of abstract shapes. We have a wall dedicated to buildings and landscapes, a wall of Still's animals, a large portrait wall full of people and faces, and a planes, trains, and automobiles wall. Even though we know that very young children love art with bright colors and abstract shapes, research shows that around the age of 8, we begin to find connections to art that depicts recognizable subjects from the world and start to form judgments about art based on the artist's ability to make their pictures look real. So for this gallery, we worked with first and second graders from Montclair and Gust Elementary Schools. Over several lively Zoom meetings, one of which had more than 80 children in it, our co-curators selected their favorite images of cars and planes found in the Clyfford Still archives. We tallied up those votes from both classes and then went back to the classrooms to help us arrange their top picks on the wall. We included our co-curators' questions and reasons for selecting these images and object labels on the wall, and featured recorded clips of their comments about what they like to draw in their own world in the second stop of our audio experience. We've also activated both terraces as part of this exhibition for the very first time. In this gallery, make sure you step out to experience a playful installation of mirrors, inspired by the World Around Us gallery theme and babies' affection for mirror play.
Clyfford Still Art and the Young Mind closes with a celebration of color. Young children, of course, have color preferences, which can be based on their culture or their mood. However, researchers have discovered that young children love highly saturated or strong colors, regardless of the hue, like red, yellow, green, or blue. So we decided to turn this gallery into a rainbow of color filled with Clyfford Still's vibrant paintings.
This had to be one of my favorite galleries to work on with our co-curators. After selecting paintings with some of the richest, brightest colors in our collection and arranging them to honor one of the most beloved symbols in early childhood, the rainbow, we asked kindergarten, first, and second grade students from the Center for Talent Development to talk to us about what color means to them. Take it away, friends.
My favorite color is red because it makes me happy. It makes me warm. It looks like a place, like the desert. It reminds me of a forest fire that I saw on TV before. Smells like something burned.
Smells like fruit roll-ups.
It looks like somebody would be going camping and that's campfire. It feels like I'm standing next to the sun. It feels like I've been out in the sun too long. Yellow makes me feel happy. It makes me think that the world is safe. It looks like a sunset. Green makes us feel like the grass or like slime. It makes me feel good and also brave. It's like a forest. My favorite color is blue because it always makes me feel happy. I will describe that by the ocean is dirty. It looks like ice with feathers in the ice stack. The blue makes me feel happy and quiet. Sad and mostly blue. Sleepy. Like a blueberry. I think it sounded like a spider, but also like a ghost that's in the dark. A swamp monster. The rainbow makes me feel nice. The rainbow makes me feel happy. I saw a rainbow when it was raining and when I went to ninja class. It made my life better.
Clyfford Still Art and the Young Mind is on view March 11th through August 7th, 2022. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you in the gallery soon.
I love you.